It's going. Yeah, you're good.
Okay, good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to the February 2nd, 2023 Police and Public Safety Committee meeting. I'm going to begin by taking attendance. I have Kevin Brennan, Supervisor Puccioni, myself, Lieutenant Todd Frenier, Town Attorney Finnan, PBA Representative Jeff Relation, Comptroller Beth Greenwood, Seth Goldstein is here, Gene Fody is here, and I have Councilmember Moskowitz. Okay, first order of business, I need a motion to accept the January 5th, 2023 minutes. Do I have a motion?
Motion.
Do I have a second?
One second.
All those in favor? Say
Aye.
Any opposed? Operationally, we're going to start talking incidents of exemplary service highlight that have happened in the past couple months. The first one is incident 193070. Officers Leonard Chase and Mario Calera responded to a cardiac arrest call for a resident of our Niskuna jurisdiction, and were able to perform life-saving care through CPR until advanced life support. From Niskuna Fire District 1, 2, and MAS arrived. This exemplary service of these officers led to the victim regaining a pulse. There's actually a letter that was sent by Sergeant Relation regarding this with a memorandum of record for this exemplary service, and we're very proud of these two officers for going and doing this. A lot of people, they talk about first responders and the fact that we sort of show up and do the job, and yes, we do that. But when something like this happens, where the training and the hard work and the dedication actually pays off, where a life is saved, that's a pretty important thing to talk about. So I appreciate all the hard work from those two officers. The next incident we're going to talk about is 184520. Officer Comanzo and Detective Kafaga investigated a fraud case of approximately $250,000 from a Niskuna resident involving suspects who identified themselves as being a part of the Department of Social Security and Department of Homeland Security. Detective Kafaga continued an 8-month investigation, which included working with the U.S. Attorney's Office. His hard work, dedication, and the exemplary service in this investigation contributed to the arrest of one of the suspects, a Mr. Kirtan Kumar Dalwadi, who was found guilty for his role in this fraud on January 25th by a federal judge. I believe this gentleman was sentenced to 15 months. He is not a U.S. resident or citizen, so he may also face deportation. But just to give some behind-the-scene facts, as a part of this fraud investigation, there was cryptocurrency wallets and things of that nature that sort of led back to over billions of dollars in fraud. And a lot of times we get these fraud cases, and unfortunately we have very limited resources on the local level to deal with them. And I have to say that Detective Kafaga went way above and beyond, and has the technical expertise and ability to do this, worked very diligently on this in conjunction with all the other departments I spoke about. And this is pretty amazing work by him and our detective division and everybody else that was involved to give some justice to this resident who was defrauded by almost $250,000. So that's pretty awesome. And then the last incident I'm going to mention, 193159, it was the Gassner Avenue fire. I know there was a press release on regarding this. Unfortunately, there was a loss of life in this, but our sympathies go out to the family and the family members that were affected by that loss of life. But I also wanted to acknowledge the hard work of our fire departments. Niskuna Fire District 1, District 2, I know there were fire departments from Colony that responded. Mohawk Ambulance Service responded, Colony EMS Service responded. There was agencies I'm not even going to remember to mention, but it really was a collaborative effort, and I appreciate all of their hard work in this, because without them, we would be lost. They did an excellent job in responding to this fire call, so thank you to them. Moving on, fleet and equipment. Our 604 replacement vehicle is at Niskuna Tire to be outfitted. We, again, are going to be keeping the decommissioned patrol vehicles and putting them into service as we roll them out in the detective division. Our 2023 vehicle purchases, the last time we spoke about it, we said the mini was ongoing. It's been completed. We did review it as of yesterday, And we'd like to move forward with a purchase through a resolution. It was a Genesee Valley Ford, and I believe it was $42,800 per vehicle, and I'll get you that documentation. Building, our Sally Port drain is still plugged, and we're gonna continue to look at solutions to this. Obviously, it's not something we're probably gonna move forward regardless of what the solution is until springtime if we do end up digging it up, or we may have to look into long-term solutions such as outsourcing washing the vehicles. Training, Recruit Spataro will be graduating from the Zone 5 Regional Law Enforcement Academy February 13th. And I believe that's at Proctor's, what's that called? The Little Theater? What is it? The G Theater? I believe that's where it is. I'll send out notification to everybody and just let anybody that wants to attend, just let me know. And we can kind of all go together. Our agency is going to be conducting our department-wide annual CPR, AD, and Stop the Bleed training this month. Josh Wyman was certified through the American Red Cross Heart Association for these things. We used to do it through the National Safety Council. I was the instructor through them, and I'm still certified through them. However, we're going to move forward with actually certifying and getting each of our officers the certificates from the American Heart Association regarding this. We used to just train to the standard of, but now we're actually going to certify everybody. And it's going to be a little bit of cost of it. It's about $23 per member, but I think it's important for everybody to have that. That's a 2-year certification. Our agency is going to be sending officers to the 2023 New York State Child Safety Technical Conference, May 2nd through 4th in Lake Placid. This generally happens every 2 years. Due to COVID, it was kind of pushed out a little bit. The 3 officers that are going to go are Ian Munger, Josh Wyman, and David Powell. And I just actually booked everything today to get that done. So that's good for them. These conferences get them their CEUs for their continuing education in child safety seat installation. Also gets them to be able to network a little bit with folks that are in this area, because sometimes we deal with situations that are atypical of what we would normally deal with. So it's a really good thing that they're going through this, and this is all covered by grant funding. So the cost of the town is essentially gas and about $72 per member for this. Sergeant Henry will be assisting with defensive tactics training and also instructing cultural diversity and bias-related incidents and sexual harassment for the Zone 5 Regional Law Enforcement Academy this month. Sergeant Party will be instructing use of force also at the Zone 5 Regional Law Enforcement Academy this month. I actually believe today was one of his days he was there. Moving on, citizen correspondence. We didn't have anything ongoing. Some new ones we had. Larry Bostwick had emailed us requesting that the committee look into the possibility of a crosswalk across Balltown Road to connect pedestrian traffic from Hexham Road West to the East Side neighborhood. I spoke with Town Planner Laura Robertson to understand the process regarding this, because it is a state road, it is heavily trafficked, and also Laura pointed out the fact that there are no 2 roads there that line up and connect to even be able to do it. It's something we're going to speak about a little bit further, but I think that this would be a very difficult thing to undertake and do, to be honest. But it's not something we're just going to let go by the wayside. We're going to continue to discuss it. Karim Aguilar, and I apologize if I'm not pronouncing that correctly, was requesting further attention to the area of Birchwood Lane near the crosswalk for pedestrian traffic to Birchwood Elementary School. Last year, early on, we had spoken about this. Another resident had brought it up. It was on the list to be repainted. I don't believe it was due to weather and other projects that the highway department had. I'm going to speak again with Superintendent Ray Smith about making sure this is on for this spring. But in the meantime, we did speak with the Niskuna Central School District to get a crosswalk sign up. They have those stationary crosswalk signs. And we did, at the request of this resident, reach out to them to get one there. And then also Officer Munger has scheduled to deploy the digital sign for awareness with sort of a public safety message, notifying people that we do in fact have students cross there. And we're going to continue to monitor the area as patrols are available. Town events, Coffee with a Cop is at the Senior Center the 3rd Tuesday monthly. I am there every month. I have great conversations with our seniors. Please stop down and say hi. It's actually a really good time. Sergeant Relation recently notified me he's finalizing a Coffee with a Cop event for the Starbucks at Target, hopefully in this month. So it's going to be our first Coffee with a Cop event outside of the farmers market, which is exciting for us as we grow that program. Is there anything you want to say about that, John?
He actually just emailed me back today. He's excited to get the process started. Cool. They had to go through their corporate, but it seems like they're just going to make it happen.
Awesome.
Help us out where they can.
Under town clerk, dangerous dog contract, I'm still playing phone tag. I spoke again with Montgomery County SPCA today. Their point of contact for this seems to always be out of the office, or I'm out of the office. We will be speaking here to continue that dialogue. Didn't get any court issues for the judges. Didn't get anything from the fire departments. The school district, we had ongoing discussions with the district safety team regarding the installation of Knox boxes for key access and also camera access. I am happy to report that we currently have camera access to our schools in our school district. We finally have that in line. And our officers will be testing this over the next week and a half. Seth Goldstein has worked very hard with Gus, their IT administrator over at the school district, to get this done. We've rolled this out. I was on it yesterday testing it myself. We're there. So that's excellent, excellent news. The Knox boxes are coming. They're still trying to decide on how many and the type. The last district safety meeting I attended, originally they had talked about maybe going to sort of a punch key system because a lot of places go to that. But it sounds like from a cost-effective standpoint, that's an astronomical amount of money that is not budgeted for. So we may end up strictly going to the keyed system. But anything's better than nothing. So. And then lastly, under school district, I just want to mention Councilmember Brennan and Lieutenant Frenier have been working hard to get what we're going to title so far. The name we've decided on so far is Niskuna Cops and Kids Reading Program. And we're going to begin rolling out this month. How many scheduled sessions do we have?
12.
We have 12 so far between 2 of the elementary schools.
Actually, that's just Rosendale.
That's just Rosendale?
And then I got Principal Anders from Craig School is emailing me the list for Craig School for next month. And Glen Cliff, I've been receiving information from their teachers regarding the days they want. And I'm still waiting to hear back on Hillside and Birchwood.
Awesome.
We're doing a school a month from February through the end of the year to focus on one school per month where they can schedule times. And it's came together pretty quickly, but.
And we were looking for creative ways to engage our school district because we know we want to be in there engaging our students and our community members as much as possible. And Councilmember Brennan said enough was enough. We're creating a program and this is what we're doing. And she did an excellent job coordinating that with Lieutenant Frenier to get that up and running. So we appreciate that.
If you want me to go and read at any schools. One of my favorite things to do. Oh, I need that.
I know you do. That's why I'm excited.
Under personnel, we're going to begin canvassing the new subservice list. It's supposed to be here certified any day now for hopefully the upcoming July class of Zone 5. Also under personnel, and I put him here because technically he's going to be working for us, we'd like to recommend the appointment of SUNY PhD graduate student James Hubble for the budgeted analyst position. Just to remind folks, as a part of the CMA recommendations, the work of the police and reinvention, no, that's not the title. Elena, correct me. Police Reform and Reinvention Collaborative. There was a recommendation about having an analyst position for our agency to continue to analyze the work we do, our encounters with our community members, as well as surveys and things of that nature and how we can get better. And we were lucky enough to have a connection to SUNY Albany named Supervisor Puccioni, who had the ability to connect us with one of the lead professors of the criminology program over there. And I forget Teddy's last name. It's eluding me, Professor. I'll get that to people if they want to know. But he happens to be a town resident as well, which was amazing. And we've been connecting. And he recommended James Hubble. And we conducted background investigation into him, and we also had an interview with him, and we think he's going to be a great fit for us for what this recommendation is, and we look forward to bringing him on and doing some good work together. So that would need a resolution. So,
Jordan.
Teddy Wilson.
Um, Now we'll have to have a discussion about what he has access to, what he needs computer-wise, et cetera, et cetera.
It's gonna be very limited. It's gonna be very limited. Yeah, we've been working with town attorney Finnan on confidentiality agreements and things of that nature as well. So
Professor Teddy Wilson.
I should have known. Teddy Wilson. Sergeant Chris Henry has successfully completed his probationary period as in the position of sergeant. He's been doing an outstanding job, and we'd like to make him permanent. And then lastly, we continue to review potential lateral candidates to fill our 3 open positions. We have 1 we're currently looking at, and we'll continue to kind of progress through that. And that's all I have for this meeting. Does anyone have any open discussion or anything that they would like to discuss or talk about? No? Okay. Thank you, everybody, for coming. Seeing as there's none, I need a motion to adjourn.
I'll move.
And then need a second.
Second.
All those in favor? Aye. Any opposed? And that concludes this meeting. Our next meeting will be, I have February 2nd on here for some reason. That's not going to be it.